It stretches with wear, with heat, which could sometimes cause the fit to kind of degrade over time as the leather stretched, lost its shape, due to heat, just wear and things of that nature. So, of course, this is not how that shoe looked out of the box. Now, with some of these modern shoes not using leather, which is why I put out the Hyperfuse, for instance, and I've actually played in these once. So all of these modern shoes I've played in, so this will prove my point here. Okay? Because they're made out of these synthetic materials, even with some of these synthetic leathers that you're seeing now, they hold up, they retain their shape, by and large, as you can see. I've played in these a lot, and they still hold their same shape, which means that aspect of the fit will be there a lot longer. Okay, so you won't see that effect or something like that as much in terms of it affecting the fit, because the Hyperfuse and materials like this synthetic material here and then on the LeBron 9, it doesn't stretch with wear. So the heat and whatnot doesn't affect it like that, which means you will get more in terms of the high quality usage of it a little bit longer. So that's another area. The last area really that I'm going to get into is a couple things. Not a couple things, but actually just one last thing, in terms of the cushioning, which of course has gotten better over time. You've got something like this that just has two air sole units here in the forefoot and in the heel here, and sitting on a PU midsole here. While not the most forgiving, it does the job. It doesn't feel that great. With this full-length Air, you're getting into some Phylon here, which is a little bit better. So definitely the cushioning is improving, which is the same setup here on the 11s, full-length Air. Wow, I need to retro-write these. Full-length Air and sitting on a Phylon midsole. Now with this one, of course, you've got an Air Max unit here, and then a Nike Air unit in the forefoot. And I remember playing another pair of these, not the most responsive ride, which could somewhat be said of all of these. Now, with some of the modern stuff, and again, a lot of this, it's not a slam on the 90s style shoes. I'm just doing a comparison, just to kind of show you, how the technology and things have kind of progressed. Take something like a Kobe 5, which of course has Zoom Air in it, which of course is a low had some my apologies. It's a low profile, very responsive cushioning system, which it's almost like what you call an active. You can feel it as it goes. The Phylon has progressed definitely in terms of not only the weight, but even it being more responsive in terms of the cushioning feel there. And you can see it on something like a Hyperfuse, which just have Zoom Air in the heel, but the forefoot feels really good because of the new makeup of it. And even with the Zoom Kobe 7, of course, it has the multiple insoles, and one of them is just Cushlon, which is again another advancement in the foam that they've used. So we went from polyurethane, which can sometimes feel like slapping a 2x4 on your foot, to things like Cushlon and Lunar, all these foams that are very, very, very good. In terms of, and there's one last thing that I want to touch on here. Maybe let's see here. I can show it to you. Collar height, a lot of times, and maybe the Kobe, me using a couple pairs of Kobe's will kind of skew that. Collar height has somewhat changed, because in the 90s, with certain shoes, you had a low, a mid, and a high. And you don't see the high as much. Mostly you see things of the mid, because of course it was thought at the time that you had to have that, of course, to have that type of ankle support. But now, you know, particularly with the Zoom Kobe 4, which I was going to use for my explanation on this, which was kind of the trailblazer in that aspect. If you can have a good lockdown fit at the heel, and then have a stable, as far as the shoe not wanting to turn over, collar height in that instance is really a moot point, because you could be playing in a pair, I always use this example of Air Force 5s, which are darn near thigh high, and you land on someone's foot, your ankle's going to roll. So, in that aspect, collar height has come down, which is, of course, has cut down weight, and improvements have been made in terms of fit at the heel, with doing things like sculpting, the padding here to help with that area, doing different things with heel cups and heel counters to help lock the heel down. So as that area has progressed, then a lot of these companies are seeing they can bring the collar height down. And now, if you go on, to a lot of courts, you see things. You see more and more people playing in low-collared basketball shoes. And you didn't see that even, 5-6 years ago, because there was such a stigma. And I'll never forget when I was initially doing my review testing of the Zoom Kobe 6 before I did my video. So many people would walk up and be like, man, I don't see how you play in those, they're low, I don't see how you turn your ankle. And I never did. And I explained to them why. And a few of those people actually ended up going out and getting that shoe and then coming back and telling me that the things I told them were correct. So that wraps up this episode of Sneaker Shop Talk. Always, if you haven't seen it, go back and check out the other 2 episodes. And as always, feel free to provide your suggestions and things that you would like to see for future episodes, and I'll do my best to incorporate those into future episodes, because I do this for the love of the sneakers and for you all, the viewers. So I appreciate everybody who's taking the time out to watch any of my videos, comment, good, bad, whatever. It's all appreciated. And this is your man Air Jordan 14.